Man, I don't even know where to start with this one. We're sitting here in Suzuka, FP3 just wrapped, and Kimi Antonelli has absolutely smoked the field. The kid puts the Mercedes across the line, timing screen goes red, and suddenly he's 2/10 clear of Verstappen. 2/10 at Suzuka. I was watching that final lap, and when he came through the 130R absolutely pinned, I literally said out loud, no way. But here we are. The young Italian just claimed provisional pole position heading into qualifying, and the paddock is buzzing. So how the hell did that happen? Let's break it all down. Quick one before we get stuck in. If you're into this proper F1 nerd chat where we actually talk about what the data's telling us, hit subscribe and turn the bell on. Means the world, honestly. Thank you for being here. All right, let's talk FP3. So the session starts pretty normal, right? Mediums everywhere, Verstappen leading the way like he always does early on, Leclerc looking tidy in the Ferrari, but you could already see the Mercedes had something. Russell was quick too, but Antonelli, man, he just looked like he was driving a different car. First push lap, he's P3, maybe a 10th off, nothing crazy. Then they bolt on the softs for the proper quali sim, and boom, he goes purple in Sector 1, absolutely flies through the S-curves, and by the time he's out of spoon, he's already 2/10 up. The lap time deltas were wild. He gained most of it between turns 8 and 12, Degner, the hairpin exit, and that long run into 130R. That's where the Mercedes just looked planted. Verstappen fought back on his last run, got within a couple of tenths, but you could see the Red Bull was a bit loose on the rear through the high-speed stuff. Hamilton and the other Ferrari was solid P4, complaining about understeer in the final sector. And the tire behavior? The softs were holding up better than we saw yesterday. No massive graining like an FP2. Antonelli did a 10-lap run at the end just to check race pace, and the degradation window looked manageable, maybe a 10.5 per lap after lap 6. That's huge for tomorrow. Now let's get into the tech, because this isn't just young driver goes quick. The 2026 regs have completely changed the game, and Suzuka shows exactly why. These cars are smaller, the active aero is doing proper work, and the power units have way more electric bias. Mercedes clearly got the downforce versus drag trade-off spot on here. In the high-speed corners, think 130R and the quick direction changes in the S-curves, their floor and rear wing package is generating serious grip without killing them on the straights. We're talking maybe 7-8 kph faster than the Red Bull after the hairpin because they can run the active aero in that low drag mode without losing balance. The ERS deployment is another story. With the new battery regs, you've got more aggressive deployment available, and Mercedes is using every bit of it. Out of the hairpin, they're hitting full electric boost earlier and holding it longer into the straight. Antonelli was getting maybe 25-30 kilowatts more than Leclerc through that section. That's the difference between being in the tow and being the one making the tow. Ferrari looks strong on traction out of slow corners, but they're paying for it in the high-speed stuff. Red Bull, they've still got that pointy front end that bites in the medium-speed stuff, but gets nervous when you're carrying 300+ kph through 130R. Chassis-wise, the Mercedes just looked more compliant over the curbs and more stable under braking. That's why Kimi could push it the way he did. After the session, the quotes were telling. Antonelli comes out of the garage, big smile, and goes, "The car felt alive today, especially through the high-speed sections. I could really trust the rear. The team nailed the balance overnight." Classic Kimi, no big drama, just facts. Toto Wolff was proper grinning in the team principal pen. Kimi has been sensational all weekend. We found something in the setup that works for this track, and this kid just delivered. Now we execute. You can hear the relief in his voice. After some rocky races earlier this season, Mercedes finally feels like they've got a car that can fight at the front again. Looking ahead, qualifying is going to be spicy because the track is still rubbering in and the wind's picked up a bit. But if today's pace is anything to go by, Antonelli's favorite for pole. Race day though, tire strategy is going to matter. The mediums looked strong for a long first stint. After Japan, we head into a stretch of tracks that might play more to Ferrari's strengths, but if Mercedes keep bringing these little floor tweaks they've been teasing, the momentum could stay with them. Big picture, this feels like a proper statement weekend. Verstappen still leads the championship, but the gap doesn't feel as safe as it did 2 races ago. Antonelli's driving like a guy who's been in F1 for years, not a rookie in his second season. To me, this is exactly what the 2026 regs were supposed to do. Reward the teams and drivers who adapt quickest to the new power unit and aero philosophy. Is it sustainable? We'll see. Reliability is still a lottery, and one bad pit stop can flip everything. But right now, Mercedes has the car and the driver to take the fight to Red Bull. So tell me in the comments, do you think Antonelli can convert this into actual pole position and maybe even the win tomorrow? Or is experience still going to win out when the pressure's on? Be honest, I read every single comment. If you enjoyed the breakdown, smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you after qualifying with the full analysis. We'll have to see how it plays out. Thank you all for stopping by. Peace.